What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first post World Cup edition of the Weekend Roundup. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. Going to start with FA Cup and then get to some La Liga action, but we begin in England. As I mentioned, third round of the FA Cup. Your big winner here is Southampton. I'm going to talk about some of the other higher profile results, some of the bigger upsets, but I want to start with Southampton. Nothing has been going right for this club before Nathan Jones got there, since Nathan Jones got there, and they get this win against Crystal Palace. They go behind and they get two somewhat, or in the case of the second one, extremely fortunate goals and somehow find a way to win this game. Free kick wizard James Ward-Prowse puts a free kick into a dangerous area and it just kind of bounces into the net for the equalizer. And then Vicente Gaita just gifts them the second goal. He's trying to get too fancy. Adam Armstrong steals the ball, and all of a sudden they complete this comeback. Now, it's a third round FA Cup game. I get it. I'm not saying this is going to turn their season around and all of a sudden they're going to go on this incredible run or they're going to win the FA Cup. But the timing of this is important, and that's what I want to sort of hit on here. Two of Southampton's next four Premier League games come against Everton and Wolves, two teams right there at the bottom of the table with them. If there is a time to get some cup magic that kind of kickstarts some kind of run, gives them some kind of encouragement, Nathan Jones finally beat a Premier League team. Again, it's in a cup, but there's finally a win over a good Crystal Palace team who played some players out there. If this is ever going to turn around, I feel like it's going to be now, and we might look back on this as one of those key moments that just sort of kickstarts everything. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the significance of this win cannot be overstated, so your big winner is Southampton. Now to the upsets. I'm just going to kind of go through a list here, not in any particular order. You got a couple championship teams that beat Premier League teams. Blackpool top Nottingham Forest in convincing fashion 4-1. Your championship leaders, Burnley, beat Bournemouth 4-2. I want to take a moment to recognize the incredible job, unsurprisingly, Vincent Kompany is doing at Bournemouth. They score goals. They are expansive. They are not what Burnley were under Sean Dyche. Vincent Kompany is going to be, again, not a surprise at all. He is going to be a star in management. He's already showing you what he can do at Burnley. Then, a couple League One teams get wins over championship sides. Fleetwood Town beats QPR. Ipswich Town beats Rotherham United. You had perhaps the biggest shock came at the very end of the set of games, pretty much. League Two's Stevenage, playing Aston Villa, scored 2 goals at the very end to steal that game. And, of course, last but not least, everyone's favorite club, Wrexham, get a 4-3 win over Coventry City in the championship. An incredible accomplishment in and of itself. That is also arguably your biggest upset of this round of games. And they do so by having a 4-1 lead and a Coventry City red card at one point and still having to hold on for a 1-goal 4-3 win, but they ultimately get it done. So congratulations to Wrexham. This club needs to find a way to get into League Two so that this rise can continue, so that this can continue to be a really fascinating story, because they are legitimately good. They need to be playing higher competition because they're capable, and they showed you again in this game. Other notable results I want to hit on really quickly. Liverpool, Wolves, draw. There's all kinds of VAR drama. Darwin Nunez scores a phenomenal goal. You're just waiting for maybe that kind of happens consistently at some point. Right now, it's the exception, not the rule, but that was a phenomenal finish. Not too much on this game itself, just wanted to recognize it happened. We'll see what happens on the replay. Manchester City just throttled Chelsea. Probably going to talk about the state of Chelsea later this week during the live show. City are built for these competitions. They're built to last and, fight on 4 fronts because of their depth. And Chelsea right now just don't have the depth because of all these injuries. And it's not happening. I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I thought they were actually pretty good in the Premier League meeting between these two teams, but they got to go play City again. This time, nowhere near as competitive. And finally, Alexis McAllister, welcome back from the World Cup. Brighton scoring goals for fun. He comes on at halftime, scores one of my favorite goals of the season. Just a cheeky redirection. It was, if you haven't seen it, go look it up. It was sensational. Then scores another goal. He's just living his best life. So congratulations to Brighton. Congratulations to you, Alexis McAllister. The other thing I want to mention real quick before I get out of here is what happened in La Liga this weekend and the bigger picture and kind of what it means. Real Madrid go down after halftime, equalize through a penalty, and then immediately concede a penalty and lose 2-1 to Villarreal. A Villarreal team that obviously made the Champions League semifinals last season, not having the greatest campaign, lost Unai Emery to Aston Villa, but nonetheless a team that has the you still recognize some of the names that were out there because of their run last season. It's not that loss in and of itself is that big of a deal. But you combine that with Barcelona winning at Atletico Madrid. Ousmane Dembele gets the early goal. They hang on. Again, this is without Robert Lewandowski, who's now serving his suspension. And so now Barcelona have a 3-point cushion atop the table. More than that, though, and I've been harping on this for a good month or so at this point. Look at any metric you want. They've been the best team in the league, and it's not close. On top of that, they have now played at Real Madrid, at Atletico Madrid, and at Real Sociedad. Now, they played Sociedad before. They've been in this really good stretch right now. But those are arguably at least 3 of the top 4 teams not named Barcelona in La Liga, and probably the top 3. They don't have to visit any of them in the second half of the season and already have a 3-point cushion. They could drop 5 points without Lewandowski these next couple games, and I still wouldn't be that worried about it. And I don't think they're going to do that because again, it's not perfect. They're not the best team in the world. But you have to separate what happened in the Champions League from what is happening in La Liga, because they have been way more consistent than anybody else in La Liga. They have been the best team week to week in La Liga. And this is just another reminder of it. Real Madrid have not been convincing. So you can make fun of Barcelona all you want for the disaster that is their financial situation. But the team on the field, outside of the Champions League, is doing what it was supposed to do. And Xavi continues to do a terrific job. And so I just wanted to point this out, because it's not just that they have a 3-point lead. It's that they have a 3-point lead, are playing better, are going to get Lewandowski back, don't have as much, of course they're still playing in European competition, but they don't have the pressure of the Champions League. This is what they're focused on at this point, because, again, they're not in the Champions League. And everybody has to go to Camp Nou. At this point, the league 100% runs through Barcelona. Does that mean they're going to win it? No, not necessarily. But I will end with this. I was looking at the 538 Soccer Power Index predictions, and they give percentages for all the different leagues and who's got a chance of winning. Barcelona are at 68%. Napoli, who are on the verge of running away with Serie A, are at 70. To put that in perspective is to just how good of a position Barcelona have put themselves in. So I wanted to mention that as well, as kind of and some interesting things happened in Serie A this weekend too, but we're going to stick with FA Cup and La Liga, trying to keep these videos shorter as we move into 2023. Again, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.